They say the loudest voice in the room is the weakest, that the man who must constantly speak of who he is, what he has, and what he plans to do, has already lost. There is a silence more powerful than thunder, a calm so deep it unsettles the proud and the arrogant. This silence belongs to the Stoic. In a world that demands our constant exposure, our thoughts, our emotions, our opinions, our lives, we must ask ourselves, what power lies in secrecy? What strength can be found in restraint? The Stoic answer is clear: everything. Silence is not emptiness. It is discipline. It is protection. It is the strategic armor of those who understand the nature of power. To live like a Stoic is not merely to endure, but to master the unseen war within, the war against desire, anger, and the insatiable hunger for recognition. The ancient masters, from Epictetus to Marcus Aurelius, understood this well. Their teachings were not performance. They were survival. And in the heart of that survival lay a single piercing truth: tell no one more than they need to know, because knowledge in the wrong hands is a weapon. And your peace? That is a fortress best guarded in silence. Section 1. The power of silence. Better to trip with the feet than the tongue. Zeno of Citium. We live in an age of exposure. Privacy is dying, and with it the soul's quiet place. But a Stoic moves differently. He is not obligated to speak, not compelled to share, and not interested in the noise of self-advertisement. His victories are silent, his failures absorbed with dignity. To let people know little about you is not deception. It is wisdom. It is protection. Seneca warned us, the more a man is known, the more he is vulnerable. To broadcast one's ambitions is to invite sabotage. To expose one's weaknesses is to offer ammunition to those who seek advantage. In keeping quiet, we keep power. Section 2. Control over emotion. The first enemy is not the world but ourselves, our impulses, our need to be seen, to be validated. But the Stoic understands that emotions, when unmastered, make us slaves. Anger, pride, envy, these are loud emotions. They scream, they beg to be noticed, but notice what Marcus Aurelius did instead. He wrote to himself, not the world. His meditations were never meant for eyes other than his own, and yet they became scripture for the soul because of their raw honesty and unfiltered discipline. We must become like him. We must become the blacksmith of our own souls, tempering the fires within, forging silence out of chaos. When you feel the need to explain yourself, ask, who benefits? When you want to post, to boast, to reveal, ask, what does this cost me? Section 3. Reputation versus character. A reputation is what others think. Character is what you are. The Stoic cultivates the latter and discards the former. As Epictetus said, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Let them underestimate you. Let them mock your silence. The strongest buildings have the deepest foundations, hidden beneath the surface. So must we be. Let others decorate their outer shells with noise. We will build from the inside out. Do not tell people your next move. Move. Do not speak of your growth. Grow. Do not seek praise. Be worthy of it, and let silence carry your legacy. Section 4. In warfare, silence is strategy. In politics, silence is survival. In life, silence is power. The Stoic must become a tactician. Not every battle is worth fighting. Not every comment deserves a reply. Not every insult is a call to arms. To be Stoic is to walk away, not out of cowardice, but conquest. You have already won when you refuse to be provoked. The quiet man disarms the world because he gives it nothing to fight against. He is invisible when he must be, and only reveals himself through unshakable action. Seneca wrote, "It is not the man who has little, but the man who wants more, who is poor." In the same way, it is not the man who speaks little, but the man who needs to be heard, who is truly voiceless. Section 5. Stoicism in practice. Let us speak plainly. You are being watched. Your every move, your words, your digital footprint. There are forces, people, systems, energies that thrive on your transparency. You reveal your pain, and they weaponize it. You show your goals, and they steal them. You open your soul, and they dissect it. But we are not victims. We are students of the old way. We are disciples of discipline. When you rise, rise in silence. When you suffer, suffer with grace. When you succeed, Let the silence thunder louder than applause. That is the Stoic path. Section 6. Psychological armor. Secrecy as strength. The mind is a fortress, but even fortresses fall when the gates are open. Every detail you give away is a gate left ajar. Not all listeners are friends. Not all who smile wish you well. This is not paranoia. This is preparation. The Stoic guards his mind the way a warrior guards his homeland. He shares thoughts only with those worthy of them. He trusts slowly. He reveals selectively. Because he knows true intimacy is sacred and truth must be protected from the vulgarity of the world. Cicero once warned, to be ignorant of what occurred before you were born is to remain always a child. To that we add, to reveal your whole self to the world is to remain forever weak. Section 7. The enduring wisdom of the ancients. Let us remember, these ideas are not new. The ancients understood the cost of vulnerability. The Stoics lived in dangerous times, under emperors, in exile, in slavery, at war. Their silence was not philosophical. It was survival. Epictetus, once a slave, never cried out his pain. He turned it into power. Marcus Aurelius, surrounded by betrayal and decay, never made his private thoughts public until death claimed him and his notes became our scripture. Seneca, walking the tightrope of Nero's madness, wrote not to impress, but to endure. These were men of silence, and because of their silence, their words now echo across millennia, not through volume, but through weight. Conclusion. So now we return to our own lives, our own battles, our own crossroads. We must ask, who are we when no one is watching? Who are we when no one knows our name? Are we still striving, still disciplined, still powerful? The Stoic does not perform for the crowd. He does not measure his worth in likes, applause, or acknowledgement. He knows that the truest form of power is stillness. Let them misunderstand you. Let them guess your next move. Let them think you are lesser than you are. Because when the time comes to act, your silence will become the storm. Speak little, show less, be everything.